Have you heard the news? Of course you've heard the news, that's probably why you're here. John Simm is returning as the Master in Doctor Who in Series 10. I'm very happy about this because John Simm is my favourite incarnation of the Master. I thought he was absolutely brilliant in Series 3 of the new series, and yeah, I'm really excited that he's returning. Maybe there's some of you that don't really know much about John Simm's Master. Maybe you're newer to Doctor Who. Maybe you only came on board with the Matt Smith era. I don't know. But just on the off chance there's anybody that doesn't know anything about the John Simm version of the Master, here's a quick recap for you. Basically, the Doctor runs back into the Master right at the end of time, basically. Billions of years in the future, in a place called Utopia, where he has lost, well, he hasn't lost his memory, he deliberately has made himself think he's human, and he's posing under the guise of Professor Yana. He actually thinks he is Professor Yana. That was played by Derek Jacobi, but at the very end of that episode, he regains his memories, remembers he's the Master, kills some people, and steals the TARDIS. But he gets killed while trying to do that. Yeah, that's what happened, wasn't it? It was his assistant, wasn't it? Yeah, his assistant killed him. And he regenerates into John Simm. But because he regenerated in the TARDIS with the doors locked and then hurtled back to our present, nobody knows what he looks like. The Doctor doesn't know what he looks like. Martha, Jack doesn't know. Captain Jack don't know what he looks like. So when they eventually follow him, they don't know what he looks like. They don't even know he's regenerated at this point. But they're a bit too late, because in the meantime, he's kind of taken over a bit. In fact, he's just been elected as the Prime Minister of Great Britain under the name Harold Saxon. Oh, and he has a wife. He's gone married. Isn't that nice? Well, not for her, because he's quite an abusive relationship, really. Which might be the reason why, after the Doctor eventually defeats him, with Martha's very cunning help, that she shoots him. His wife shoots him. And he chooses not to regenerate. He chooses to die. And that, we think, at that point, is the end of the Master. But it's not. Oh no. Skip forward a couple of years, and his acolytes, his people he's had under his thrall, and apparently still under his thrall, and worship him or whatever, decide to resurrect him using his wife's blood, or now ex-wife, widowed wife, whatever, blood. And they resurrect him, but it's a bit weird. He's gone a bit crazy. More crazy than usual. And he also has these weird powers. He can, like, fly and stuff. It's really weird. Don't know where that came from. He uses a machine to turn everybody else to look like him, and basically turns everyone into him. And then the Time Lords show up. Yeah, that's it. The Time Lords show up, don't they? Because Rassilon had been sending this tapping noise back in time to the whole of the Master's timeline that had basically sent him insane. And it's why it's implied that that's why he turned evil in the first place. Needless to say, the Master isn't pleased about this. So when he gets a chance, takes revenge on Rassilon and helps the Doctor by sacrificing himself in pushing the Time Lords back into the Time Lock, Time War, wherever they've come from. Because the Time Lords of this story have come from just before the Doctor operates the moment. They tried to come up with a get out, but the Master and the Doctor defeat them by kind of teaming up, and there we go, they're back in the Time War. But so, presumably, is the Master. Not dead this time, just trapped with the Time Lords in the Time War. Skip forward and you've got Missy turning up in Series 8. A future incarnation of the Master, which is obviously John Simm has regenerated at some point, but we don't know much else. As I said, I'm very excited about this. Now, I'm not a Missy hater. There are some out there, I know, but I quite like her. But John Simm is definitely my favourite Master. But I am quite intrigued to see them meet. We've had Doctors meet before, but we've never in the TV series had Masters meet. I know Big Finish have done it, and they called it the Two Masters, so I guess that precludes the TV series calling their episodes The Two Masters, which is a shame because that would be a good title. But I'm quite excited about the meeting. I'm excited about seeing the dynamic, whether or not they get on, because the Doctors don't even get on with each other. So why would the Master, who is this egotistical person that thinks she is the best thing since sliced bread, better than sliced bread, you know, they're not going to appreciate another version of themselves. They're not going to acknowledge that the other version of themselves is better than them. So I foresee conflict there. Be interesting to see. And this is something I've been hoping would happen at some point, because we've got this whole unexplored story of what happened to John Simm's Doctor. We don't know. We don't know when he regenerated. You know, presumably he went back with the Time Lords. Presumably that was to the Time War. Then they got frozen. Has he been there since then? Was he time locked with them? When did he get free? Did he get free beforehand? Who knows? There's a world of possibilities. And he could stick around for a while, potentially, if John Simm wanted to. See, we know Missy is a future incarnation of the Master, but we don't know how far in the future. We don't know if John Simm regenerates into Missy. It could be she's 5 regenerations forward and has effectively gone back on her own timeline with all this stuff with Capaldi. Don't know. It's interesting to theorise. Anyway, I just thought I would give my reaction to the news. I'm quite excited, in case you haven't gathered. I'm excited by this news. This is good Season 10 news. This is better than the Cybermen news, for me, personally. I've always been a bit meh on the Cybermen. But the Master, I like the Master. That's good. So, yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Are you excited? What do you think might happen? What do you think this means for the Master's timeline? Where does Missy fit in? And will we see how the Master escaped from Gallifrey? Maybe here's an idea. Maybe he's still on Gallifrey. Maybe the Gallifrey that the Doctor has been to has the Master, in Hell's Bent, has the Master locked up in a dungeon somewhere. So Missy really is a future incarnation that is effectively going back on her own timeline in interacting with Capaldi. That would be interesting, I think. And I think that's something Moffat would do with his timey-wimey stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. A little bit of random news reaction. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you for more Doctor Who videos and other pop culture stuff soon. Thanks. See you later.
Earthlings. Basically, end of the world. Here come the drums!